All right. Okay, let's just check in here with everyone. Thank you for visiting. Hello, Esther. Happy New Year to you, too. Hello, Ivona. Ivona, I think I've got something I still have to catch up with that you sent to me, so please be patient. I haven't quite got there yet. And let me see, I have another booking as well. Gregory, let's have a look. So I would understand if everyone's very busy and they're out and about having parties and all. Hello, Winna. Okay, let's have a look. Gregory Ross over here. So I owe the readings to Fluffles and Esther from a couple of weeks ago. Hello, Silly Billy. Silly Billy. That sounds British to me. British. I remember when I lived in England for a long time, and somebody would be kindly, sweetly saying things like, you know, like if you're, let's say you're, okay, let me just check in for a minute. Hold on. Bear with me, okay? I haven't set up the lighting yet. I'll be there in a minute, okay? Happy New Year's, everybody. Kaboom, kerbang. It's only like 5:15 here, so it's quite a while before it gets noisy, but it's going to get very noisy here. And it's already, you're Australian, okay, that would explain a few things. Of course, there's a profound link between the Brits and the Aussies. I know that, and I have a dear friend, he's an Aussie, lives up in Park City, Utah. And anyway, I haven't heard from him in a while. So so the expression "silly Billy" would be like an affectionate way. You know what? Give me a second here. I'm gonna put on some lighting. No, I'll give me a second. Okay, so like "silly Billy," from what I remember, it would be like an affectionate, kind way of putting your arm around the shoulder of your good friend and letting them know they're being stupid. You're being stupid. I'm your friend. I just want to let you know, without hurting your feelings, you're being stupid. So the way they would say that was, "Oh, you silly Billy. You silly Billy." And I think silly Billy refers to a billy goat. Because billy goats can be very rambunctious and silly and cause all sorts of havoc. So there you go. Thank you, Silly Billy. You've already had your fireworks. I watched the Niloy. Oh, okay, Niloy. So I already watched the fireworks for New Zealand, and I think they had theirs a couple of hours before Australia. And I got all sentimental. Give me a second here. Let me see if I can set up some lights. Okay. Click on here. Some lights. Let's get some stage lighting going on and all of that stuff. All right. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's the gist of the phrase, silly Billy. Oh, you see, I got it. I was right. I knew it. Greetings, it's TarotLumination. So, I watched the New Zealand festivities a few hours. Well, actually, it was early this morning, much earlier today. I was out and about having my morning coffee, and New Zealand was already ahead of us here in Las Vegas. And they did a spectacular, very unique kind of display in Auckland. And Auckland is the big city up in the north of the North Island, okay? Hello, Russian Thoughtbot. And they use the big tower. I forgot what it's called. They have a big tower, and they do most of the fireworks from the big tower. And I was there in 2019, and I got all sentimental. As some of you know, I have a very, very soft spot for New Zealand, and I feel I'll be going back there in another lifetime or something. I don't know if I'll ever make it back in this lifetime, The airline ticket costs have almost not tripled, but it's like 2.5 times the cost. Okay. So anyway, yeah, so Australia, New Zealand, most of Japan, China, East Asia, you've already had yours. Europe. Hello, Fluffles. I've got your post-it up here. I've got your post-it for you, okay, Fluffles? Hello, Love Triber. So, yeah, oh, wait a minute, Silly. Yeah, it's okay, Silly Billy. I'm not sure if I'm going to take much tonight. I might be able to take one. I'm booked up for 3 readings already. That's assuming that everybody wants their reading. So, for future reference, in case I can't get to you tonight, Silly Billy, I'll show you how it works over here. So, you can see this is the TarotLumination website. And it's just a regular website. It's got all the stuff at the top, and you can click and click and click. And I'm on the donate page here. And that's about... that's the way to get a little mini reading. You put a donation. And when you go to TarotLumination.com, let's say you absolutely had to have a reading right now, live tonight, but you've never done it before. You just go to TarotLumination.com, probably on a separate device. You find the donate page, you click the donate button, it opens up the payment processor, sort of like, online shopping. You swipe a card, and there you go. Most people put in $10, $20, $50, something like that. So there you go. So also, by the way, Silly Billy, while you're at it over there in Australia, sometimes every now and again we have alternative folks that come onto the channel here to hang out. We have Robin's Realms readings. Love Triber does cartomancy card readings. The Necessary Truth, if she comes along, she's a psychic medium. And we have other card readers that pop in now and again. So, yeah. Thanks, Love Triber. Thank you. So that's how that works. Thank you for asking, Silly Billy. Oh, you silly Billy. All right, so over here. Well, let me go back over here. All right, so... cheers, everyone. It's just iced tea. It's funny, like about 1.5 years ago, I stopped drinking alcohol. Some of you know I like to have my little sip. I would always have a little shot of whiskey and maybe a glass of wine, sometimes a beer when we're doing our live shows. And even when I was doing private readings, I just thought of it. It's just so much fun. It's so satisfying. And I, many years ago, I was an alcoholic. I didn't even know it until I was dying in a hospital. My liver was ruined. But anyway, I'm okay now. Thank you very much. And anyway, the doctors, 1.5 years ago, they told me you have to stop drinking alcohol. That's it. Otherwise, you're going to get your cancer back again. So I stopped. There you go. Hi, Tina. Tina, I hope you're okay. You've had so many ups and downs lately. Please, I'm not going to be able to do too many readings tonight. So if you want to hang out, Tina, and chat, let us all know what's happening. Give us the latest updates. So... yeah, a couple of things. A couple of nights ago, I think it was, I did a little report because I was doing the charts. I was looking at all the charts and everything, and I felt, well, it's about time. Yeah, I'll do a blind one for you, Fluffles, don't worry. Yeah. I was looking at the calendar for 2024, So you've seen this one already. This is the very last day of 2023 is right here. And it's been a rambunctious, scary, exciting, frightening, turbulent, transformative year. But the big event is January 21st and 22nd, to be precise. It's an astrological milestone. The last event like this, parallel thing, was 18 years ago when Pluto entered Capricorn. Every time Pluto enters a new season, there are always tumultuous changes across the world in one form or another. In 2008, it was the financial crisis that affected the whole world, because in America it was very bad, and all the rest of the world's markets are connected to the American stock market and the American banking system. So this, I haven't put the colored ink on it yet, but this is 2024. I'm going to come to this in just a moment. Okay. So the other night, I'm just to do a very quick recap. This is January, this is January 2024, and we talked about all these very critical moments in time. And the really big one is right here. It's this little thing right here. It just looks like another page on another ephemeris. But this is world-changing, historically speaking, over here, because this is the very tippy end of Pluto in Capricorn season, which was 18 years. And now we're heading into Pluto in Aquarius for about 21 years, okay? So it's going to be revolutionary. There's going to be tremendous revolutions and uprisings and upheaval and chaos in society as people try to rearrange themselves in a way that is equitable and fair for the community, as opposed to inequitable, unfair for a handful of global elites. Okay? Okay, we'll come back soon, Tina, okay? So I made a whole video about it. I said it, so basically it was video was called Alarm Bells. That's the key date, January 21st, 22nd. That's the shift. Jupiter goes direct. That was yesterday, day before. Mercury goes direct today, so that can be quite tumultuous. We got the new moon in on January 11th. The sun goes into Aquarius, and it conjoins Pluto on the 21st. This is a monumental moment in time, okay? You may not notice it, but I will. And I'm just trying to share. You have to be aware there's no going back. We're heading into societal revolution. Later on, we got the full moon, okay? As I said before, Taylor Swift is loved with the CCP. The CCP loves Taylor Swift. I didn't know she was a total commie. Anyway, apparently so. We're looking at Invasion USA. That's going to be the big, overwhelming issue. And of course, the planned demolition of the United States and the overthrow by the communist dictators. Now, that's all planned out, okay? But it doesn't actually have to happen, okay? All the pieces are in place for catastrophic endings to the United States as we know it. But again, like I said, it doesn't have to happen. There will be revolution. There will be radical, profound upheaval as the global elites face off with the community, as the global elites face off with we the people. It's revolution. It's good old-fashioned revolution. Every 250 years, like clockwork. The Russia-Ukraine war just expanded dramatically. It's becoming a lot bigger, a lot more ugly, a lot more brutal, a lot more violent. Same thing is happening with the Middle East war. And again, you know, it's kind of all planned out. And the beautiful thing, of course, is if you're not really concerned about morality, you can make out big money. It's big money, this war, if you are deeply vested into the military-industrial complex in the United States. Big money, big returns on your stocks. The U.S. dollar is very fragile because the U.S. empire is mutating. The Chinese Communist Party, yuan, is imploding, live, collapsing in real time, whatever anyone else tells you. China is not going to take over the world. They're going to try, but it won't work. I also talked about swarms, psychology, swarm behavior. And I asked that, I researched that because I couldn't understand what was going on with all the global elites, because it's a multi-headed snake. It's a monster. There's the World Economic Forum, United Nations, World Health Organization, CCP, all the global elites and those folks who are trying to take over the world. And at the very, very, very tippity top, there is actually no leader, but they operate as a swarm, okay? When any one of them gets an advantage and sees a new way to advance, the swarm follows that particular one, okay? A classic example is how Klaus Schwab likes to model his plans on the CCP. Next, I mentioned that it's going to get very, very turbulent with politics inside the United States. You're already seeing that. The liberal left Democrat group are very, very desperate right now. They don't know what to do, so they are becoming very rambunctious. The United States itself, in terms of a government, is also desperate. That's the United Federal Reserve, the Treasury, and the White House. They are desperate, okay? Of course, they don't want to let anybody know. This was my mini astrodoodle for the day, okay? I'm just telling everybody, mark your calendar. Again, it'll be just another day. You'll maybe go to work, go to the grocery store, but eventually, over extended period of times, you will notice that everything I'm pointing out here is true, okay? I just wanted to put that on record, okay? There's a ton more stuff. We're going to just deal with all of this piecemeal, one by one, week by week, as we go through all of it. But this is the big moment right here, okay? So there you go. Have fun. All right, I made an astrodoodle for tonight. This is our astrodoodle for tonight. Let's have a look. I gotta tidy up my notes a little bit. Hold on. Give me a second. There is leader TL. Oh, ha. Esther, yes, that's January 2024. Okay. Hello, Jessica Bergeron. That sounds French to me. Thank you for visiting, Jessica. I actually thank all of you for visiting. I love it. I love it. Oh, yeah, that's legendary, isn't it? There are so many conspiracy videos on YouTube about the American currency. Do I have a single with me? No, I don't. Do I have one? No. I don't have one with me. No, I don't have one. If I had a dollar bill, I would show you. Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right, let me go over here a second. Yeah, that's why I do this for the global elites. That's their pyramid of power, and up at the very, very tippity top are all the people that I mentioned before. Who are they? I made a video about that. They are. Just go back to the video. All right. So a word, okay. Oh, you're in Northern Ontario. Oh, okay. Wow, that's way up there. Hold on, I've got a big surprise. I have a big surprise, people. This is my present to myself for 2024. Look at this. So I can talk about the global elites. Here we are. There are certain people who want to run the world as a communist dictatorship. And there's some of us who don't like that idea. Okay? I live over here. Okay, I live right there. You can see it. Okay? And over here, there's the bastion of power in DC. Over here, there's the bastion of power in Belgium. And over here, there's a bastion of power in Moscow. Over here in Iran. And over here in Beijing. And they're all essentially wannabe communist dictators. So there you go. Anyway, we'll come back to this later. It's such a fun toy because now I can do anything. I can go anywhere I want. All right. So, let's. Northern Ontario. Oh, I wanted to. Sorry, I got to go back to the stage. Hold on, let's stay there. All right. Okay, so here we are. Okay, Jessica, there you are. Bergeron is French. So there's Ontario. Northern would be up here. Maybe close to Hudson Bay, James Bay. I don't know. The top of a pyramid is a young woman that lives in a castle in France. Does she have very long hair? So, dear Jessica, I am 50% French myself. Because my mama, my dear beloved mama, was French-Canadian from here. Very near Quebec and Montreal. But her family moved into Vermont and went into farming, went into maple farming. So yeah, and the name of my mother, her maiden name is Frechette. So I have French blood, and I also have. So I am half French. I'm a Euro mutt. I'm basically a Euro mutt. I am half German, half French. There you go. Just another Euro mutt. So you must be way up here somewhere. If you're up in Northern Ontario, that's pretty chilly. So that's very scary, Thoughtbot. Very, very scary. Mm. 8 hours from Toronto. Whoa, that's long. Okay. Let's have a look. I'm about a 3-hour drive from there, or let's see. Oh, there's Fort Albany, Marathon, Sudbury. Yes, that's Sudbury's right there. There it is. There's Sault Ste. Marie, Ottawa, Montreal, Quebec, Toronto. I have a good friend from Toronto. And some of you know that Precious Moments is up here in Edmonton. Okay? Yeah, I'm a Euro mutt. All right, so there we are. We got nice. Oh, thank you all for visiting. It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. Very, very nice. So, definitely not Scots-Irish. But I do feel affinity to the Scots and the Irish because I've been there on and off a few times. Oh yeah, you have to be very picky and very careful about the English-speaking people. If I'm German and French, fine, I should be speaking German and French, but it never happened. I could have been bilingual or trilingual because we travel so much, and my mom spoke in French. My dad refused to speak in German because he was scared of being called out and being called a Nazi. You know, got to be careful of that. So I ended up, it was just English, and I just bumbled along with English. I'm sorry, that's it. I'm monolingual. So I just discovered something nasty again this evening. They put a big red flag on my channel tonight. And I'm not allowed to monetize anything. It doesn't matter anyway because the channel is effectively demonetized anyway. But it seems like they had to just, you know, punch it into your face and remind you, oh, by the way, we've demonetized you again, even though you're already demonetized, okay? Yeah. Well, let's see, Precious. Let's see how much time I got. You know what I'll do? I'm just going to make a note over here, okay? So, Precious, you're going to have your New Year's Eve about the same time I have mine here in a few hours. About 5 or 6 hours, 5 hours or something. Oh. I have to, please forgive me, I've got a sinus infection and a sinus cold, so my eyes and my face and my head is, I had to take some medications and stuff, and it's sort of helping. Yeah. Let me put it, I'm just going to make a note here, okay? Stay there, Precious. All right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to do anymore. All I do now is just show up, and the whole channel is now just a charity operation. And of course, donations. That's really all there is. Sometimes I get sad. Like when I was in New Zealand, at Auckland, you know, in 2019, the channel was still earning decent money for me to travel and pay my rent and have a living and so on. Yeah, I think you can, yeah. Okay. Gosh, I might be doing a lot of readings tonight. I'll probably have to do them fast and furious. Yeah. It's getting very, very difficult to run this channel anymore because the way everything operates nowadays, and it doesn't even matter how I self-censor myself anymore. I've already been targeted so many times. I've been, warnings, deletions, demonetizations, strikes. It's happened so many times that it's like, I'm not dead yet. But maybe it kind of doesn't matter anymore. You know what I think I'll do, Gregory? I think I'll just go ahead. Okay. Oh, okay. I can do that. Thank you, Gregory. Wow. For the channel. Ah, merci, monsieur. Channels, yeah, okay. Jessica, as far as I know, if you've, wait a minute, what were your notes? Esther, you can, okay, well, all right, Esther, let me just check up on the chat here for a minute. I'll do a group reading. Thank you, Gregory. Esther, you can hold off on it. So that'll give me a little bit more time. Jessica, I don't know. I mean, I have an email address that is just for this channel. And if people have PayPal, they can send PayPal to the email address, but I don't know about... Does my email accept money transfers? Honestly, I don't know. No one's ever asked that before. Yeah. Huh. All right, give me a second. We are going to start. Okay, so Esther, we're going to do another. Hold on, I got to get back over to the stage over here. Give me a second. All righty, stay there, folks. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, okay, how sweet. How sweet. All right, so, okay, I'm trying to get organized here. So, Esther, you're saying we can continue the rain check. I've still got you here, don't worry. So, we can just do another rain check, maybe till next week. Okay. Thank you. So, that gives me a free up so we can have a group reading for the channel. Thank you, Gregory, for the channel. Yay. It's very well. So we got that rolling. Fluffles we're going to do. Rain check is good. Okay, thank you. And Precious wanted one as well. Okay, so let me arrange that over here. Yeah, we got that. Thank you, Precious. I'm going to put Esther. Esther, you're going on a rain check over there. All right. Okay, that was super duper. Let me. I'm just going to. Oh, I must be missing a pen or something. Anyway, let me just buzz through this little astrodoodle for a moment. Okay. So this is my astrodoodle for today, 31st of December, New Year's. Kerblam, bang. All right. So here's what we have. This is, I guess this is the epic moment of tonight, which is, well, it's New Year's, but I guess, all right, sorry here. So, right now, tonight, as we speak, Moon is in Virgo, and it's in a very tight, grand trine with Uranus and the Sun. Sun in Capricorn, Uranus in Taurus, Moon in Virgo. It's very, very tight trine. So that's a beautiful, beautiful, harmonious, rich energy. Very stabilizing, very comforting, because there's still tremendous pressure and friction across the world. Like tonight, for example, we also have a very nasty, tight T-square between the opposition of Moon and Saturn. Sorry, Moon and Neptune, and no, Moon and Saturn, and squaring off with Mercury. So it's the way I see this one. It's just like, well, the theme for me is I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. Anything to do with corruption, betrayal, lies, deception, fraud, crime, perversion, sickness, disease, the abuse of managerial, executive authority and power, it will be called out. And that's exactly what's happening across the world right now, okay? There's 8 billion people here, okay? 8 billion people living on our beautiful, beautiful planet. And 3 billion are concentrated just here. That's 3 billion people. And there's about almost another billion over here. And there's a tiny number here, a tiny number here. There's 350 million over here. There's about 30 million over here. About 700 million over here. About another 700 million over here. And I think about another 600 million over here. 150 million over here. And about 100 million over here, Middle East, okay? So, all of this is just spinning away like it does. Doopy-doopy-doopy-doo. But the thing is that Pluto, of course, is doing its orbit, and it takes, from our perspective here on Earth, when the way we do astrology, we are the center of the universe. And from our perspective, it takes 250 years for Pluto to go around. So, let's say here we are, birthplace of America, 1776, Washington, D.C. How about that? Or was it Virginia or something? But anyway, so effectively it took 250 years for Pluto to go. All right, let's look at the world from the top, okay? See, there's the degrees. There's the United States. 4th of July, 1776. It took 250 years for Pluto to do this. And we're at that point right now in a couple weeks. That's all it is, a couple weeks from now. 250-year journey. Kaboom. On the other hand, the Virgo moon only takes 2.5 days, to go to the next sign. So, crazy stuff, huh? Anyway, with this beautiful Earth trine here, it acts as a very, very powerful, comfortable moment in time that feels a little bit more stable, given all the astronomical upheaval that's happening right now. There's the big conflict here, which is ongoing. This is basically what's happening mostly in the United States, where the conservative right-wing, let's say patriots, are calling out the ultra-left-wing communist administration in this country, exposing their shenanigans, okay? And there's no escape. We had a very bright light for a while, and now sun is over in Capricorn, so things are getting very serious, but this will pass, okay? This is going to continue for a while, but this part of the T-square is going to collapse in a day or two, okay? Same with this. This will disappear. All of this will change very quickly because it's pivoting around the moon. Anyway, so it's a moment. I have not done any kind of, let's put it this way. How am I going to do this? I have not prepared any kind of 2023 year in review video. Because you could go on for hours. We could talk about, inflation. We could talk about the wars, politics and all the geo stuff that I talk about. Email money. Well, we'll see what happens. Thank you, Jessica. I guess you could say I've just been living in the moment and just try to stay alert as we go through time, because we could do a lot of retrograde type of stuff and look back through 2023, but I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, okay? I just want to get on with things. I want to stay, I like, if you think of your life, if you think of your physical body as a vehicle, and we're in motion, we're always in motion, astrologically, life is this way. Okay, even when the retrogrades are happening, life is still this way. The momentum is this way, okay? When the retrogrades are happening, especially when you have like 5 planets retrograde simultaneously, it's like sitting in your car in a vehicle. You're driving a vehicle or an airplane or a truck or something or a motorcycle. And let's say you just had Mercury retrograde and that's it. You would have one rear view mirror over here and you'd be constantly checking into that like, oh. But with 5 planets, it's like having 5 different mirrors where you're constantly having to look backwards into time over like what happened, what went wrong. Because typically in the retrogrades, anything that can go wrong will go wrong depending on the nature of the planet and the sign and the house. You know, astrology, planets, signs, and houses, depending on your own personal astrology. Also for the world, you know. I do it for the world. Yeah. Okay, thank you. All right, let's move on. Okay, here we go. Where am I? All right. All right. How are we going to do this? I feel like I should save this one to last. I think I'll read for Fluffles, then Precious, and then the group. Okay, how about that? Okay, here we go. That's what we'll do. Now, hello, Necessary. Yeah, let's get ready to rumble, baby. Yeah. I have to scroll through the chat a little bit to find out where, because Fluffles left a few notes. Hold on, where is it? I'm checking through the chat. Bear with me. Fluffles, hi, Triber, hello. Okay, go ahead, blind reading. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. All right, Fluffles. I know you've most of us know you here as been having, let's say, like, I guess, relationship issues with your well-established community. Like, you have your places where you like to hang out, things that you like to do, but there were all sorts of, let's say, frictional and conversational and, I don't know, philosophical encounters between yourself and the locals. And it became very unsettling for a while, understandably. Because you're you, and you have your rights to be you, and have your opinions and feelings and thoughts. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to get, here's what I'm going to do. Thank you, Gregory. We're going to read blind for Fluffles. I'm going to do a little one for Precious, and then we're going to do a group reading for the channel, okay? Fluffles is here somewhere. I don't know if she's at that shady place. All right, let's have a look. Got to make some room here. Okay. Hello, Ivona. Just a second. Yep. I'm wearing a hat because, believe it or not, my head gets cold. And when it gets really, really cold, I have a bobble hat, a beanie hat, that I wear in bed at night. So there you go. All right, folks, let's see what's going on here. What kind of messages do we have here for Fluffles tonight? So it might be an idea, everybody, to like, you know, psychologically, spiritually, visually, like create a visualization. Imagine your invisible friends. Try to picture them and invite them to come close, like you're at a campfire. You know, like everybody gather around the campfire. Let's get cozy, okay? A Bubba hat, yeah. Okay. So Let's bless this deck, bless every single card and the software and the channel and the platform itself for providing the means for us to do this show in the first place. All the cameras, the lights, different softwares, microphones, all of that stuff, okay? Okay, dear Fluffles. Tina is here, by the way, folks, in case you didn't notice. She had to pop off for a minute, but she dropped in. Tina has also been through a very, let's say, big roller coaster, tumultuous time through 2023. All right, that looks pretty good. Get your invisible friends close by, group hug. Yeah. He's actually snoring. He's in the back snoring a little tiny bit. He does little tiny cat snores. I wonder if I should do a little demonstration here. Hold on just for a second. Bless little Bubba, absolutely. Let me see if I can do something very special here. I want to share this with everybody. I don't know if it's going to work. Give me a few moments, okay? Just give me a few moments. I'll be right there. I'm just trying to create a little snapshot here. Hold still, Bubba. No, that's not good. Bear with me. Bear with me. Stay there. Okay, don't worry. It's not working. It's not working. Sorry, my little idea is not working. Forget about it. I was going to do a live action of Bubba in real time, but he's all curled up with his brother. They turn into a ball. Bubba and Boo Boo curl up into a ball. They like to stay very cozy. All right, Fluffles. Let's see what we can do here. What kind of messages do we have here tonight for Fluffles? We got Precious, and then we're going to read the channel. Let's have a look. Oh, excuse me. All right. Outside, classic, classic, classic. Okay, here's the situation. Here's challenges. Here's how we're going to handle things. Okay, Fluffles. So, I don't know where you are. I can't see you on the chat, but you're going to get the reading anyway, and if you have to, you can rewind and so on. I'm going to use this card here as external influences. Of course, I usually default to the planets. Let's have a look. So we've got the Eight of Cups here. My feeling is that this is something to do with learning. Learning from experience. Learning like from the experience of life where you're like one of those people where you always come out, you always move forward in life with the best of intentions. You don't really have any malice. You're like some people are malicious. Some people are let's say, pure, okay? Most of the people that I feel who come to this channel are basically pure. They mostly believe in the phenomenon of love. They understand the phenomenon of be loving, be loved. It's pure physics, okay? That's really all it is in the end. Excuse me. Oh, gosh. Excuse me. And so when I see the Eight of Cups here for you, it's not the end of the world, but it's one of these moments where, in a state of, I would say, profound maturity, you understand that there is a ticking clock in life. We're born, we live, and then we die. Sometimes we born, we live, we procreate, and we die. It just depends. One of the most fundamental drives in life is to procreate or to create and do what you're here to do. My feeling the moment I saw the Eight of Cups, my feeling is that deep down you're very aware that you've purposefully, always deliberately put your best foot forward with the most loving intention. Now, when you've been visiting the channel, you've been sharing stories where it doesn't seem to work. Like, why doesn't it work? Why, when I am a loving person, I am a loving woman, I have a big heart, why is it that as I journey through life, in my journey so far, with all my loving intent, it doesn't necessarily reciprocate? It doesn't seem to make sense, does it? It's like physics. Well, in other words, like, oh, if I'm loving, then I should be loved. If I didn't do anything wrong, then why are bad things happening to me? And so on. And that's kind of like at the root of things like religion and people trying to understand the meaning of life and so on. And my feeling here is that with the way the planets are right now, the big fat grand earth trine that I mentioned, okay, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, is kind of like a moment in time. It's like a portal where it's time to understand and realize and be aware that we're not doing this to collect points. You're not here alive to collect points and to score by being more loving and expecting to be more loved, or to be more true, or more honest, or more successful, or more whatever. It's just to love, okay? And you go forward anyway. You love anyway. That sounds like a movie title anyway. So that's what I'm sensing here for you fluffles, is that we're at a moment in time where a good way to look at things is to understand that life's going to go on anyway. And if you want to continue to puzzle about things that whatever doesn't work, that sets into motion. It's like you're feeding into the negative energy of what doesn't work. And so because you're very kind of, from my experience of working with you, you're very kind of what I would call precise, pristine. And so it would make perfect sense. Like, if I am loving, I should be loved. And if I do this in a positive, meaningful, loving way, I should expect this in return. But it doesn't actually work that way, because sometimes we can plant seeds, planting seeds of love that don't actually manifest, or they're not harvested until another lifetime, you know. So you keep going. You love anyway. You move on with life. Right now the chart is saying, please, fluffles, accept things as they are. Accept the reality as what it is, despite all the things that don't make sense and seem unfair, and continue anyway. Continue to be loving. Continue to be yourself anyway. Even though some of this stuff doesn't make any sense, like it just doesn't seem fair. It's a group reading, Tina. I see that. Don't worry, you're in on it. Okay, so what's the situation itself? The Emperor. Oh. So, this is a very masculine card, but it's also at a deeper level. It's more to do with power, or more to do with absolute power. I'm just going to put it out there. I'd like to say that, you know, maybe some tarot readers would say, oh, there's a strong male dominant influence around you. I don't really feel that, but I thought I'd put it in there as a sort of insurance policy. What I'm actually sensing here is that this is more to do with you coming into your power, looking in the mirror and realizing, wow, I am powerful in my own way. In fact, it's almost like the energy of someone who is completely confident in their power, in their aura, in their energy, and it is absolute, it is irrefutable. And so the way I'm feeling this, I mean, it's a wonderful, powerful card when it's working properly. One of the things about the Emperor is that with absolute power comes absolute corruption. So you have to be very careful, because naturally you're very gifted in your own way. And that could really make you feel almost like resentment, like, wow, if I, Fluffles, am so confident and so sure of myself in my own way, and I don't have to apologize to anybody about all these things, why is it did I experience all these challenging, awkward situations, which inevitably drew me to this channel so I can get readings to try and understand what's going on? And of course you had feedback not only from TL, but from other folks on the channel. And so this makes me feel like it's really, really about you right now assessing yourself, having a really good look in the mirror, understanding your power, and that you have to take full ownership of that power in such a way that it doesn't get out of hand. In other words, I'm going to go over here. So Fluffles, I'm going to relate something personal. This is the only way I can convey what I'm trying to say. Is that when I was a young kid, I feel like I was very, very fortunate. I was born and raised with parents who just wanted me to be me and to be free and no questions asked. And I ran with it. And I felt like I was all powerful. But it didn't go to my head in such a way that I was reveling in being like an abuser of power. I just often ended up in bizarre, weird leadership type situations where I guess you could say my aura was interpreted by others as, oh, well, he must be a leader and powerful and strong. And this was in athletic team sports and things, all these kinds of things. But here's the point I'm trying to get at. I didn't learn till many years later that I took a lot of that for granted. And I discovered through some very, very harsh, let's say, experiences that there were times when I abused my power. And I didn't even know I was doing it when I was doing it. And so now, these days, many years later, I'm very self-conscious of that because I don't want to hurt people. And I prefer to help people. And when I was hurting people, I wasn't even aware that I was hurting people. I didn't physically beat people up and trash them or anything like that. But it was almost like I took advantage of the power and became kind of ruthless. And I know for a fact, because I heard some people talking about me behind my back, that some people thought I was totally Machiavellian and like, don't be fooled by all the sweet talk and stuff. He's ruthless and he knows exactly what he's doing. Okay? And when I heard that, those things have happened to me a few times. I was in shock. And so I've become very much more, I would say, I'm trying to be more responsible. So when I see the Emperor card for you here, what I'm sensing is that this is a moment where it's time to look in the mirror for you, Fluffles, and realize that, yes, you are one of these people who's bestowed or earned or been born with a very powerful aura. Okay, there's no doubt about it. I think everyone here would agree. So it's perfectly natural for you to express your power. But if there's no reference point to measure the power and where it becomes like abusive power, then it's how do you know who you are, where you are? So I think what's happening is that we're looking at a moment of reflection where you can calmly assess your life and your world and go, you know what? You have to admit, it's, let's just establish you're a powerful person with a powerful aura. And you have to be aware of that. Because it's very easy. It's just, okay, look at it this way. It's very simple. Let's say you were a little kid. You're 16, 18 years old, and somebody gave you a Ferrari. And you went, rah, 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 and you became really good at driving. Very fast, very powerful. And you just did it. And you didn't realize that you initiated accidents and crashes as you were going through life. And they were like crashing behind you, like, ha, ha, ha. Oh, this is so much fun. And so it's learning how to drive your vehicle in a way that's fully responsible, knowing that you have that power. Okay, here we go. Now, what's the problem here? What are the challenges here? Okay. Wow, Emperor and the Queen of Swords. To me, this is a very weird reading I'm getting. Okay, Fluffles, just please bear with me. What I'm sensing here, the Queen of Swords energy for you is that the challenge for you is I think you understand everything that we're talking about here, but it's how do I manage that power? It's very challenging because you're in your strength, you're in your power, it's pure. And why should you operate with checks and balances and deliberately have to censor yourself and delete and stop and, thwart your power, throttle back? It's like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I'm Fluffles. Why should I throttle back? It doesn't make any sense to me when I have to be the one who presses the delete button on my own power. It doesn't make any sense. Why doesn't anybody else understand me and wake up and grow up? It's very, very difficult energy to handle. Energy to management. So how are we going to move on from here? How are we going to deal with this? Okay, it's the way I see this is about ultimately it's energy management. Okay, and when you have a lot of power, the more power, you have to be more responsible because it's harder and harder. Okay, imagine being a fighter pilot. You're a female fighter pilot and you're a Top Gun and you've just been issued a brand new F-35. Okay? And you're going to go crazy on that like Top Gun the movie. Like go rogue, go maverick, Okay. How are you going to deal with that going forward? Okay, with the Four of Swords here, my feeling is that it might be an idea, given what we've been talking about here, to give yourself a break, to literally withdraw from the battlefields of life, from the front lines of life, because I think that's where you like to be. You like to be right out there in life, engaging full on 24/7. Okay? And that's great. That means fully committed to being you. But when you hit road bumps or there's turbulence and it doesn't make any sense because you can handle it, but other people can't, then you end up having to censor yourself. It doesn't make any sense. So what I'm feeling here is that the Four of Swords is kind of like me, TL, as your reader tonight, basically saying, hey, dear Fluffles, please don't take this personally, but take your foot off the throttle just a little bit, okay? Just drive your life. If you think of yourself as the vehicle, your body is the vehicle of your life, your whole life is conducted through your body, just throttle back a little bit. Just throttle back, rest, take it easy, give yourself, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds, 40 seconds before you respond to a situation. And then just dial back. I'm going to do something personal again. Hopefully you'll relate to this. Again, I was a very energized young lad. I was very free, very wild. I was completely untamable, uncontrollable. Schools, teachers, adults, or anything. I just did whatever I want. I had no intention of hurting anybody. I just wanted to have fun and be happy and be free. And I did that. And I loved my motorcycles. I was a speed freak. I would drive as fast as I didn't care what anybody thought. I drove legally, but otherwise I would go as fast as I can. And for a fact, I can tell you it's very easy to get in trouble when you're always at full throttle. Always full throttle. Okay? All I'm suggesting is I'm much older, more mature. I drive like a little old man now. Oh dear, I've got to turn left. Okay, slow down. I hope you understand what I'm getting at. The Four of Swords here, to me, is the way to go forward is just literally throttle back. Throttle back. Take a breath. Allow yourself to enjoy the moment instead of having to be permanently in your power going forward. Enjoy the moment a little bit and take time to reflect on the scenery, the life, the journey itself, the feedback. Okay, Fluffles, I hope that helped you. Whew, that was a crazy reading, man. Really out there. All right, Precious, I don't know if you're still here. I hope so. We haven't spoken in a while. I think you said something about you want to find out about if you can get an extension on the, what do they call it, the visa, so that your fellow can stay a bit longer. I hope that works. So let's have a look. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, I got to shuffle up. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play my little song. I'm going to play my little song. Where the hell is it? It's on my desktop, I think. Hold on, give me a second here. This is my revolutionary song. Okay, this is my song for Pluto in Aquarius. Okay, and especially about the American situation. And it doesn't say anything outright directly, but it's all about the Second Amendment. Okay, the American Constitution. The First Amendment for freedom of speech, and the Second Amendment is there to back up freedom of speech, okay? Nowhere else in the world has this. Only the United States. 350 million people born with that right, enshrined in our Constitution. And the enemy is doing everything they can to destroy it, because we are enemy number one. We, the people, are enemy number one. It sounds like this. It's very rustic, okay? Please bear with me.
This my 2A song. It's from TarotLumination. It's pretty rough, but I hope you get something out of it. When will I stop being censored? All I'm doing is speaking the truth. Instead of being labeled as a domestic terrorist extremist with a short fuse. The fake news just lies and suppresses. The Marxists are writing the scripts. The unaware masses get led to their slaughter while patriots try to resist. But you can't take me down and you can't shut me up. I got the First Amendment by right. And if the first one is threatened, I've still got the second. I won't go down without a fight. Yes, we still have our sweet Constitution, but it's severely being abused. Our only solution is a new revolution to take back what belongs to you and me. I'm sick of the perverts and POs trying to normalize child sacrifice. They revel in evil and their satanic rituals packaged in their delicious lies. No, you can't take me down and you can't shut me up. I got the First Amendment by right. And if the first one is threatened, I've still got the second. I won't go down without a fight. It all began way back on 4th of July in 1776. The founders and fighters gave their lives for our freedom. I don't want to live through that again. You see, I'm recalling a past life from that exact time. I shed blood to shake off the chains of the tyrants and despots who owned us like cattle. But if I have to, I'll fight them again. Oh, you can't take me down and you can't shut me up. I got the First Amendment by right. And if the first one is threatened, I've still got the second. I won't go down without a fight. No, you can't take us down and you can't shut us up. We got the First Amendment by right. And if the first one is threatened, we've still got the second. We won't go down without a fight. There, I hope you like it.
Wow. Okie dokie. Whew. Jeepers, man. Okay. God, it's going to be a busy night. I don't know if I can handle all this. Oh, God. Even with the rain checks. Let's see what's going on. I really, really appreciate your donations, everybody. That's really, the channel stays going now. That's it. It's really, you know, that's how it works now. So, Oh, you want to put that in for the group? Oh, okay. Well, what I'll do, so just hopefully, because okay, we just read for Fluffles. I can't normally handle this many readings in a night. And there was Silly Billy wanted something earlier, I think, as well. So we're going to read for Precious right now. Gregory is sponsoring a group reading for the whole channel, and from what I understand, is that right, Tina? Just correct me. That's going to support the group reading. All right? So I'll stick those together. Okay, you're on it. Okay, I get it. I see what I see it in the chat. I understand what's going on. Okay, doke. So I'll put that over here. We just read for Fluffles. Thank you very much for your patience. This is 2 weeks old. This post-it is 2 weeks old. I think it was worth waiting for. I'm actually really proud of that reading, Fluffles, but it was way out there. I have to tell you. And again, Esther, you're on the rain check, so don't worry. So how are we going to do this? All right, so I'm just going to line these up over here. We'll come back. Precious, you're up. It's just going to be a little quickie. Oh, okay. I just saw something there from Esther. Hello, Esther. Yeah, if you knew my personal astrology and the way I've conducted my life over the last 7 years or so, you would probably have the same feelings and awareness that I have. I've gone through multiple... I never really had to do past life regressions. I've been aware for a long time now that I've had several very vivid, specific past life experiences. One is I was involved in the civil wars around the time of 1776 here in the United States. And I was very much a patriot, very much determined to claim my rights and my freedom. And I also believe I was around at the time of the intense revolutionary energy at the time the Constitution was ratified. Okay? So, to answer your question, Esther, I'm absolutely 100% certain that I was around in the American wars around 1776, in that era. Again, exactly 250 years ago on the previous Pluto cycle, which was all about freedom. Freedom versus tyranny. I want freedom. Right now we're going through exactly the same war. Back in 1776, the war was between the founders of the United States versus the enemy outside, which was basically the British king. The British were very, very powerful back at that time, and they wanted to take over the United States as like a colony. But the colonists, the founders, said, no, 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 no. We're going to do our own thing. Up you. Up you. This is how we're going to run things from now on. And it turned into a fierce war because the king back then was operating like basically a monster dictator. Okay? Good question, Esther. I don't really know. I know I've been on the receiving end of gunfire. Let's put it that way. I know I have been around in many, many past lives. I know I've been back into the age of... What was his name? Was it Alexander the Great? A couple of thousand years ago or something. I know I was very much involved then. That's a whole other story. I don't know who wrote in, but they said you should get back to story time. I've got a lot of good stories, okay? Anyway, I had a reading from somebody. Somebody bought a reading for me. I didn't want it, but they bought it anyway. And the reader was a very advanced reader from Bulgaria. I was very, very impressed. And one of the first, he pulled out my chart and he looked at me and he kind of went, wow, you've been in a lot of wars. I see a lot of pain, suffering, and violence. And I see weapons. I see the cry for freedom, the demand for freedom. And then it kind of went off from there. But anyway, that was the first thing he commented on. So, yeah, I probably died several times. Anyway. Thank you, Jessica. I'm just reading the notes there. If it's okay, let's just keep going, okay? We're going to read for Precious right now. Oh, by the way, you asked. Yes, it works. As far as I can see, it's coming through here, and it looks like it's working. Hello, Maria. By the way, everybody here tonight, please acknowledge Maria was the very first ever subscriber to my channel. I made it up to 13,000 subscribers, and then my channel was destroyed at November 2018. But we're still here to tell the tale, folks. Here we go. Precious, we're already shuffled. I think Precious had some notes, like what's going to happen with me and my guy. Because it sounds like Precious is trying to get the visa extended for her guy so that he can stay longer in Canada. Let me see how I can go, okay, Jessica? Let me see how things go. Big hug to you, too. All right, so Precious. Again, like pretty much everybody here, you've been through some incredibly challenging experiences. All right, Precious, we're going to cut it up and then we're going to read about your situation. So what kind of stories and messages do we have here for Precious tonight regarding her fellow in Canada? He's an American fellow. and they're trying to figure out a life together, but he's over in Maine and she's up in Edmonton. That's a long way. So how are they going to make that happen? All right, let's have a look. Here's the situation. Here's the challenges. Here's how we're going to handle things, and let's have a look at the external influences. We got the planets, of course. So Ace of Pentacles. Now, this is a card of sacred opportunity, okay? So, and because it's Pentacles, it's very much earthbound, physical reality, material, tangible, measurable reality. And guess what? My feeling is that with persistence and very, very, let's say, diplomatic, robust, conscientious actions, you, precious, may be able to cash in on this beautiful grand trine, which is active for you right now, for everybody, for the whole world. But this is very good. This is very, very stabilizing, and it can bring, let's say, real good fortune to matters, to the physical matters at hand, so long as the essential guide of seeds of goodness has been planted already. And in your case, you're already there. The seeds of love are planted, and now it's time to take things to the next level. And so I feel that the Ace of Pentacles here is indicating that the door is open for you. Okay? Do you see that? I don't know if you can. Come on, little camera. You can do it. There it is. Do you see that? The door is open for you. Sacred opportunity and new starts, new life, new beginnings in your in your life, in your world. Excuse me. So the situation, let's have a look. Oh my gosh. I've got the Six of Cups here. Okay. So my immediate impression for you, precious, is that your fellow is actually a past life lover. Okay? And you are in the early stages of reuniting in this lifetime. Because think about it. I mean, you're living in Edmonton. There's probably a bunch of guys in Edmonton who are maybe quite eligible and nice, in their own way. But for some reason, you have attracted this person into your life thousands of miles away, and it seems to resonate. In other words, this wouldn't be, like a seed that is blooming or beginning to flower, unless there was some kind of extra dimensional ingredient. And that's what I'm sensing here. I really do believe that this is a past life relationship that is being rekindled in this lifetime. And that's how your souls recognized each other and resonated with each other. And so it's got that kind of warm, fuzzy feeling. And it's almost like it doesn't really matter how good or bad things are with your physical circumstances, your money, your health, your body, your, whatever it is. Like, maybe he's not as handsome as he was anymore. And maybe you're not as beautiful as you were anymore. But the love is there. And it's working. And you might have also had children together in a past life, okay? It's something very strong here about a previous connection. Now, what's the challenges here today in this particular lifetime? Oh, well, yeah, of course. With the Hanged Man, it's just having to be extremely patient while you are living through this moment of the unknown, where you literally feel as though you have absolutely no power to make things move forward, because the ability for you to consummate the situation where you and your fellow can connect today, real time, in this lifetime, is contingent upon the whims of some kind of legal system, some political, some sort of immigration laws in Canada or America, I don't know, that may or may not work in your favor. Most likely it's favorable, but the challenge is the waiting. It's just because while you're waiting, you still don't know for sure. So you just have to sit there in a state of suspended animation, like, duh. Why can't they just get on with it? Just sign a couple of bits of paper, give the rubber stamp green, go, let's do this. Come on. So how do we proceed? So with the Queen of Wands here, it makes me feel like the way to proceed for you, precious, is basically maintain your faith, maintain your integrity, your absolute belief in a good outcome. Somebody has to do it. The really, really good things that happen on earth happen because people, let's say, believe in something. And it manifests through the power of like their spirit, their aura. And the Queen of Wands is very, very powerful at manifesting and bringing inspiration and going forward. So in other words, even though you might feel, oh, this is hopeless, it might not ever happen, who knows, because it's just an opportunity, it may not work. The way it works is by you, precious, deliberately maintaining your divine optimism, I would say outrageous optimism, and a complete dedicated belief that everything's going to be okay. Because that's how this energy works with the Queen of Wands. In other words, if it was a different situation, we're just talking about the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is like, there's no proof, there's no hard evidence or anything. It's just belief. In other words, you believe it into existence. Puff, by decree. It's going to be okay. You don't know, but you believe in the goodness anyway. Okay? Does that make sense? You maintain the optimism, the inspiration, and the hope, and the belief anyway. Even though there's absolutely no guarantees. Okay? Believe in it anyway. I hope that helps you, precious. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Because Jessica had a point. Let me see how we go, okay? I've got an idea. I'm already doing a rain check for Esther. I'm getting very congested, all right? What I'd like to do is I'd like to do the group reading now. And then see how I feel afterwards. If I can handle it, I will do the reading for Jessica. You're already bought and paid for. Thank you for the very kind donation. It's come through and I'll figure it out from there. I've never done one of these before, but I can see it and all the evidence is there. So thank you very much, Jessica. What I'd like to do is do the group reading. Okay? And then we'll take it from there. All right? What's that? I'm checking my monitor here. What is that? What side of the Civil War were you on? I don't know. Whatever the side was freedom. Whatever side was there, I was definitely not on the British. I was not one of in the Civil War. That's different. I'm talking about the wars of the Revolution, 1776. I think some of the civil wars, I think around the time of Lincoln and slavery and all of that stuff, that was a completely different paradigm. And Pluto was more like almost getting on for halfway through, a quarter to halfway to it, about a third of the way through its cycle. Very, very different energy at that time. The United States had already been established. The Constitution was established. And the United States blossomed into this amazing thing that never really had existed on Earth before. It was just an amazing thing. Yes, there was a lot of problems, a lot of friction and growth and everything like that, but at the bedrock was this profound commitment to freedom. In other words, upending the whole of the established ways that empires would grow, where you had dictators, emperors, kings, queens, lords, masters, monsters that control and own everything, and everyone else is regarded as peasant. All right, let's go back here. We're going to do the group reading. So I don't know where I was on the Civil War. I don't feel too much of a connection to it, frankly. For the Revolutionary Wars, I do, for sure. Thank you, Precious. I hope you got something out of that. All right, we're going to do a group reading. All right, here we go. Let's see what's going on here. I'm going to see if I'm going to extend it. I think I know what I'm going to do, Gregory, because, well, let's see. Just bear with me, everybody, okay? Because we're going to do this. Okay. Also, because it's a new year, I've got an idea on how I'm going to do this reading. Cards are pretty well shuffled, so I'm not too worried. Everybody, of course, gather round. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, stay warm. I don't know if anyone is here tonight from Australia or New Zealand or South Africa or Argentina. I haven't seen Lina in a long time. Lina from Argentina. Argentina is going through massive political upheaval right now. Right on the cusp of Pluto and Aquarius. It's mind-boggling to witness. I got it. I got that, Tina. Yeah, I'm going to do that for the group. I'll write it here as well, okay? Yeah, there's no way I could do all these readings tonight like I used to in the old days. So this is a group reading sponsored by Gregory Ross and Tina Miller. Thank you very much. So let's have a look here. All right, brace yourselves. What kind of messages do we have for TarotLumination Love Tribe tonight? And that would even include regular folks who come here but who just don't happen to be here tonight, okay? So this is primarily for us here tonight. We've done these before in the past, okay? But it's been years, frankly. Probably years since we did a group reading. Wow. How things change, how things move along. All right, here's the situation. This is for all of us, okay? Including myself. Here's the situation. Here are the challenges. Here's how we're going to handle things. And let's have a look at external influences. And then I've got some ideas we're going to come to later. Okay. Strength. Okay. So my feeling is that it's going to be a challenging situation for all of us, each in our own way. Because I feel that we're all going to be stretched. Like really, really stretched. And pulled. what I feel is that there are going to be very powerful external influences on our lives, each one of us as individuals, okay? I guess I'm talking about each person here as an individual. What do you mean a channel reading or a group reading? Hold on. It's a channel reading. Oh, you mean for me? Oh, for the TarotLumination channel? What? Do I ever think how I'm feeling or reflective of that wants to come out? Huh. On the cards. Oh, okay. It's not a group. It's a channel. Okay. I hold on. It's just for the channel. Okay. Wow. This is sort of like it's personal. Wow. Okay. Hold on a second. I got to wrap my head around this. I'm kind of in shock at the moment. Okay, so we're reading for the channel. And the channel is like I guess, a portal for my expression. And the meaning of the purpose of the channel. Okay, so let me look at this again. Hold on. So with the Strength card here, okay, I got it. With the Strength card here, my feeling is that the channel is going to be really stretched. And there's me, the person. I can see your notes there, Gregory. I'm watching the chat live, okay? Where it's almost like there's a war between me, the person, my ego, and my desires for a certain outcome for the channel relative to the higher frequency, purpose, and meaning of the channel. And to be honest with you, this has been pointed out to me before several times. In fact, probably many times, especially by Love Triber and Path Traveler. Path Traveler is no longer with us in 3D, but believe me, she's very much around in spirit, okay? And, okay, I'm just, this is kind of making me a bit angry, I have to say, because it's kind of personal. This makes it a bit touchy. Okay, what the Strength card is indicating to me, reading about the channel, is that there's a bit of a war between myself and the channel itself. You know, I love the channel. I kind of put my heart and soul into it for 7 years. I started in March 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, in February 24. It's almost 7 years. And all I've ever wanted was the best for the channel. And I'm also noticing how I wanted it to be what's best for me. And I had these, let's say, expectations of what's best for me. And I still wrestle with that today. I'm like this. I'm like this, okay? Because I tasted success on my YouTube channel when I first started. And I was amazed. I was thinking, oh my God, I'm even being invited into the world headquarters of YouTube. I get special invitations direct from YouTube. I go to the place. I've made videos on it. I'm inside YouTube. And I felt like I was so special. And looking back now from this reading, I'm thinking like I was probably ego tripping on my own experience of success. I kept thinking, well, this is really cool. Finally, somebody, somewhere, something, the universe is acknowledging how amazing I am. Thank you. And then a year and a half, almost whatever it is, 2 years later, the whole thing was effectively destroyed. And the channel has been crippled ever since. And I've had tremendous resentment. And I've tried so many different ways to get around it and rise above it. And what Love Triber, because Love Triber's been with the channel for a long time. Path Traveler has been with the channel for a long time. And years ago, I don't know if they were here when the channel was actually bombed. The channel was nuked. It might have been around just after. But what I discovered, because I have a long history of, let's say, having a chance to be extremely successful at something and then being completely crushed and obliterated. And I have to tell you, it's a real blow to the ego. And I still have, I'll be honest with you, this strength card is perfect. I have a lot of bitterness and anger and resentment that I carry. It's not good, but I'm learning to grow out of it because I've been reminded, knock, 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 dunk, 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 dunk. Shut up, TL. Shut up. There is a higher purpose to your channel. It isn't all about you being rich and famous YouTuber. It's about the community. It's about the purpose and meaning of the channel for the people who are here now. Like right here now. It's us here. And so it's just like, yeah, okay, all right, I can do that. Hi, everybody. I love you guys. I love you guys. Let's do a personal reading. But it's sure nice. It's really nice to be fully monetized and pay your rent, pay all your bills, take a few months off and travel. Extravagant travel. For me, it was extravagant. And then have all of that destroyed. Okay? Anyway, so I think that's what the card is talking about here, is that it's an issue I have to deal with. I have to understand it. I have to name it. I have to call it out. I've never kind of openly talked about it the way I'm talking about it right now, but actually, Gregory, you as well. Gregory, Love Triber, and Path Traveler have consistently pointed out in a very, very, let's say, direct manner that TL, it's not all about you, it's about the channel, and there is a higher calling, a spiritual purpose and meaning for the channel that is above you. Okay? That's very hard for me to swallow, but that is my path. Okay? And I'm dealing with it. I mean, look at it. It's absolutely fierce. It's fierce. I tell you, this is fierce energy. And I have to find a way to allow spirit to calm my raging ego. So the channel rules, okay? The channel rules. Even though I might get pissed off now and again. All right, so what's the situation itself? Okay, Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups energy. Okay, so this is kind of the responsibility of the channel. It's about disseminating the healing power of love. The question is, how do you do that effectively? Am I doing that effectively? I am not the channel. The channel is its own thing. I am basically the instrument, the operator, okay? And the Queen of Cups energy here is an indication like the channel has an obligation and a responsibility to be a conduit for the healing power of love. However, the tricky part is that what does that look like every day, every week, every Sunday evening? Because when we convene here, all of us in our community, there's no script. It's not pre-scripted. I might make a few notes and I do the astrodoodle, but that's not a script. That's just a map, okay? And so, like with the channel, I guess the real challenge is that I have to find ways to continue to maintain the integrity and purity of the channel, where I am simply a servant of the channel. The instrument, I'm an instrument of the healing power of love, and that, in order for the channel to work, I have to maintain the integrity and purity of the channel. In other words, being a transceiver. So anytime that I try to deliberately or accidentally superimpose my ego above the needs and purpose of the channel, I will suffer. The channel will suffer. It's very, very difficult. Okay, so what are the challenges? Well, I've kind of already described them. What are the challenges here? Like, okay. One of the challenges for the channel is allowing it to roam free where it belongs, where it wants to go. Again, that goes back to the ego. I personally want the channel to do this, 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 and this, and this. And I, convey a lot of personal things through the channel, opinions, thoughts, feelings, and stuff. But I modify that with the astrodills and the astrology and the geopolitics and personal readings. I still do personal readings. The channel is here for people. They can book personal readings and all that, and that's cool. But I think the challenge is that the channel wants to be absolutely free. It doesn't want any interference at all from the TL ego. And that's very, very difficult to handle. That's how I look at it, okay? I mean, the Fool is beautiful energy, but it's like, it's like the channel wants to be absolutely pure and spontaneous in the moment. And then, I might have a few days worth of pent-up energy about what I want the channel to be for me. And then when the channel goes live, like what we're doing tonight, I have to sublimate myself and turn myself into a simple instrument, a transceiver, transmitting and receiving. I receive the healing power of love. I keep myself spiritually open. Necessary truth, understand this. It's like being a psychic medium, okay? In order to be an effective psychic medium, you have to have a kind of a switch inside your being that allows you to just completely vaporize your self, your ego, so that spirit can work through you, okay? And then it works through you. But when you try to manipulate that energy, like, it could be international psychic medium guru, make millions. That's when the energy gets perverted. And that's just another perversion of power. So, well, Gregory Ross, I get it. I am a channel. I'm an instrument. But I am an instrument of the healing power of love at the service of the channel. You booked this reading, you bought this reading for the channel. And I'm actually very grateful because I'm now seeing a very, very, very clear distinction now that I never really kind of thought about before until this reading. Because you are the channel, you are a channel, but I am not the channel. Whoo, man, this is getting trippy, man. So Necessary Truth knows this. Also, let me just, before I go to the next card, I was hanging out with Love Triber, and she wanted to watch a movie called Hereafter. I might have mentioned that. It's from 2010. It's a beautiful story. It's a beautifully written story. To me, it was an excellent movie about different people around the world and their storylines wove into one ending, a happy ending. And at the core, the theme of the story is that Matt Damon is a psychic medium who can speak to the dead on behalf of clients. And for a while he was successful, and then he couldn't do it anymore. He stopped doing it because it took over his life, and it made it impossible for him to have a normal, what you call a normal life. Because he was basically very pure, and spirit basically took advantage of him and basically said, okay, you're going to be a psychic medium. So he was. But he wanted to have a life, like a normal life, normal relationship with normal people, without, whenever you touch somebody on their hands and their body, and you get a sense of their energy, or you see their aura, or I can convey with their spirits or their loved ones from the other side. It can be extremely disorienting. I'm just letting you know, in case you're not a psychic medium. So anyway, going back to the reading. Thank you for backing me up there, Necessary Truth. It's never ever about I when you do the switch. There is a switch that flips, because when you're doing, let's say for Necessary Truth, for example, when you're doing a psychic mediumship for someone, and you're doing a reading for their auntie, their dead auntie, or their dead father or mother or dead child or something, you, at the person, you don't exist anymore. You are literally purely an instrument of the healing power of love, and spirit works through you. You are a transceiver. So when Necessary Truth is doing a psychic medium reading for somebody, Necessary Truth is operating as a transceiver. She's an instrument of the healing power of love. Totally dedicated, totally loving, pure service to the person who needs the reading. So the problem that I have with the channel itself, the relation between me and the channel, is that sometimes I expect and want the channel to perform in a certain way, whereas the channel wants to be itself and go wherever it wants, however it wants, whenever it wants, with whoever it wants, why ever it wants, how it wants. Who, what, when, why, where, how. That belongs to the channel, not me. Ugh. So, how do we deal with this? There's a certain word for it. There's a very specific word. Anyway, forget that. Let's move on. How are we going to deal with this? Because it's not self-defeating energy. It's just very difficult energy to manage. How do we deal with this going forward? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So the message for the channel is more like, the way I see it, Gregory, the way I see it, Tina, the message for the channel is actually a message to me, so that the channel can be free. Okay? In order for the channel to be free, I, the operator, the transceiver, the instrument at service to the channel, I have to do it anyway. I have to do what the channel wants anyway, even if it isn't what I want. And I have to continually fill the cups with the healing power of love and continue doing it anyway, even though I don't know what's going to happen next week or next month, whether I'm going to get shut down or demonetized or deleted or strikes or whatever. Just keep going anyway. Part of the problem I have is the war between myself, my ego, and the platform itself that we all know doesn't like me. On the other hand, I'm still here, so they keep the channel here. They could obliterate me tomorrow if they wanted to. So the message for the channel is that the channel has to keep going anyway. Love anyway. Keep going anyway, even though it's sometimes very frustrating to not know exactly what's the game plan, what's the path, what's the strategy here, where's the growth, what's the the business plan for 2024. There isn't anything. There's nothing. It's just Partly, Tina, Gregory, partly I'm very happy and thankful for this reading, but part of me is also very angry because it's pointing out in a very, very clear way the disparity between myself, the person, the operator, the instrument, working in service of the channel. Can you see how the ego could have a problem there? And the message back, it's like the message goes back to me, serve anyway. Be the instrument anyway, even if you're frustrated or angry or confused or lost, bitter, you got to keep going anyway. Okay? That's how I see this. God, I hope that makes sense. Okay. Oh, hold on. I've got the inspectors here. Inspector. Inspectors here coming to verify everything. Yep, that card's good. Yep, that one's good. Yep. Okay. All right. So. Oh dear. Oh dear. Everything okay, Bubba? Yeah? Good. Good. All right. So, Bubba, how do you think that went? All right? All right, so I tell you what. The clock is ticking, folks. Okay. Gregory, thank you. Tina, thank you very, very much. This is kind of like a rude awakening for me, or a rude reminder. And I'm very accepting, put it this way, I'm very accepting of the reading. And the way I'm feeling it is that this is a very, very kind, gentle reminder that, oh, he wants to come up again. What did I miss, Bubba? What did I miss? Water? Oh. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Because my throat is pretty sore and my sinuses are completely messed up. So, how about this? Okay. All right, Bubba, come on. Come on, Bubba. Say hi to everybody. There's Bubba. There's the Bubba Meister. Come on, Bubba, over here. Oh, he wants to cuddle. Bubba wants to cuddle. So, I think what we'll do is, if it's okay, Jessica, since you offered already, I will gladly accept your offer. I give myself a break, and we will put you on the ring check. And now, if you like, let me know. If you like, I will do a reading for you. It'll be a little mini reading. I'll do it privately on Zoom, just like we do here, but it'll be its own standalone mini reading. And I can post it to you. Okay? You don't have to wait for next week. And the same with Esther. If you want your reading this week, Esther, instead of waiting for Sunday, I can do that. All right? So if you can write to me, let me go back over here for a second. As you can see, there's my email. Okay? A little book about at yahoo.com. If you can write to me there and let me know, Esther, let me know if you'd like, or you can do it on this chat if you want, I guess. If you want, I'll do it during the week. Okay? It'll be a blind reading. It won't be live in person. It'll be just like we do here. Okay? So, what I'm going to do is wrap it up. Wow, that kind of really blew my mind. Doing my own reading on the channel. Okay, Esther. Thank you for your permission. Thank you, Esther. So here's how we'll go. How about this? Okay. we're gonna wrap it up tonight. I want to get out of here. I've got my everything in here is all messed up. I'm gonna see the doctor tomorrow because I can't take it anymore. I've been dealing with it for about almost 2 weeks now. It's exhausting. Can't breathe. So I'm going to bow out quickly and gracefully. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Gregory. And we will connect again. I'm going to, let's see, set up. I'm going to just I'm just going to have a very gentle exit if that's okay. All right, here we go. Alrighty, let's see, go over here. And then... all the best for 2024. All the best, everybody, for 2024. I'll see you soon.